Hey folks, today I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the limitations we tend to place on ourselves out of fear of what those around us might think. Specifically, in this case, I'm referring to the pastimes we enjoy and the hobbies we're afraid to openly admit engaging in because they might fall outside of what is considered the acceptable mainstream. I find it somewhat ironic that when it became popular in the late 2000s and 2010s to admit that you enjoy video games and other aspects of nerd culture, such as comic book movies, there's a certain kind of person that would have bullied you when you were a child if they learned you liked those things, who will now claim to always have liked them simply because it's socially acceptable to do that now. When I was growing up, I read a lot. And in the 90s and 2000s, we obviously didn't have access to electronic devices that were easy to carry around. So I used to carry around a lot of books. And the other kids would often make fun of me for doing so. But it was kind of funny because when we got to high school, who do you think they came to for help with things like poetry and Shakespeare when they didn't know how to navigate those fields? I also generally consider myself a fan of professional wrestling. And it's funny because even to this day, if you admit that you like wrestling to someone who doesn't, you are likely to get a sideways look and be asked, hey, you know that stuff's fake, right? As if every movie that we watch is somehow completely accurate and authentic to real life. What I'm trying to get across here is that if you have an activity that brings you happiness and doesn't hurt anyone else, then you should feel no shame in participating in it. With the state of the world today, anything that brings us a modicum of happiness is worthwhile. So do not limit yourself based on the expectations or social judgments of others. Just do what brings you joy. For now, farewell.